All right, man. Peace. I think we need to have a conversation, y'all, and have a serious conversation. And before I begin, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. One of the things that I'm going to be going over on the course of this election, or probably the next couple of weeks, and having this conversation about the state of the United States, is how you're not witnessing a lot of this energy harvesting manifestations taking place, these events that's going on, Trump getting shot in his ear, Biden deciding to drop out the race, Kamala Harris at this point being called upon for being a candidate for the presidential election, which I did say, and I did make a video that you can watch at any time, in which I said that they're trying to cast Kamala Harris as the monarch of America, something I predicted about 10, 11 months ago. But anyway, in having this conversation about the video, what is it that you need to infer from this? And what is it that should be a conversation? Should be about what was the whole entire point of this whole entire clown show that we've been witnessing for such a while for the last 4 years. The whole entire point of this was to be a Coca-Cola or Pepsi effect. And what do I mean by that? When they started in 2020, they allowed you to say it's about choosing the less of two evils. Either you is going to pick Biden or you is going to pick Trump. And with that being said, a lot of people are not feeling the way that Biden has been running the country, especially with the federal aid that's been sent over and over and over again to Ukraine, and especially how they're funding wars, especially when it comes to the Middle East. Now, with that being said, to pull off the whole entire matter of what it is on a social impact scale, what did it mean was that they wanted you to get sick and tired of Biden in order for you to go to Trump or try to look for a likely candidate, therefore it being Harris that you would call yourself on. Later on, more than likely, I'm going to be making a video, especially towards so-called Black people, that they embarrassingly make sure to pull themselves in the whole entire Harris campaign as a way to deal with racial politics. Therefore, the problem with so-called Black people is that they usually like to have their hands out. And usually when it is someone so-called Black, or for this matter, I really can say it is a so-called Black person such as Kamala Harris, therefore, the whole entire extent is that they just want to vote for them because they're Black. Now, in essence, is it good to see a so-called Black person in the White House? Absolutely. But as it goes, when it comes to these elections or it goes for the nominees and nominations, the person who usually is a so-called Black person is usually a biracial person. But let's get to the point of what this video is supposed to be about. The whole entire point that I see, this is just a surface opinionated video. Biden already had dementia. If you guys ever paid attention to his earliest campaigns, probably like from the 1980s, 1990s, he made lies, he made folk tales, he said a lot of different things that's not him. With Trump, a lot of people will label him as a racist, but then they don't like to label Biden as a racist. They'll sit up there and say that Trump is a PEDO, but then sit up there and not recognize that Biden had some very questionable things that he has done with children or has done things with young adults and stuff like that that seemed a little bit out of place. And my whole reason for saying this is that they're making you go tit for tat every single time it comes to this election, so that therefore you're not really thinking rationally when you're voting for something. Therefore, you're not thinking about the policies that they're instituting and they want to put into place. And especially so-called Black people at this moment with Harris, which is a very embarrassing thing, because if you ask certain so-called Black people what is the reason they're voting for Harris, they're voting for her because she's a Black woman. Therefore, still making references about her prosecuting days and then about her ethnicity and what is her actual identity. Important topics to be made in a conversation, not necessarily an ethnicity thing, but very important things to talk about her prosecuting days. But even with that, so-called Black people still understanding the fact of the matter that she had an interview in 2020 in which she said that so-called Black people are not the priority for why she would be running as president, which doesn't even, a lot of so-called Black people don't even get that through their head, that she's not making y'all a special priority. But I'm not here to discuss my personal political affiliations or who do I want to actually vote for as president. All you have to understand now at this very moment for the presidency, this is a complete clown show. And therefore, whoever gets elected as president is going to be the last president of the United States. Bronzebird told you that. The 47th president, and that's it. Otherwise than that, make sure that you comment and give me your thoughts about what you think about the election, whether it be Trump, whether it be Biden, or whether it be Harris. Thank you. Peace.